Rivers of the Mind, Season 3, Episode 9, Lonely Gods.
It felt lonely to be a hippie back when I was alive, to believe in peace and love in a world that seemed totally broken, to express yourself when everyone wanted you to conform. All around me growing up, there were TV commercials and billboards and radio ads trying to sell you on being normal. They showed you what kind of car you needed to drive, what kind of house you needed to live in, what kind of family you were supposed to have. Whenever I found other people like me, people who didn't fit the mold, who wanted to live in a better world, it was like finding buried treasure. Like Willow. Willow looked like someone you'd see in a magazine, with sandy blonde hair and tan skin, but she didn't fit the mold, not with how she acted. And I always dug that about her, like since junior high when I met her. She was so loving and so rebellious and so connected with like the earth and stuff. Her lover Ben too. He was maybe like 10 years older than her or something. The first time I met him, Willow and I were going to buy grass, and he invited us out to this whole poetry thing, and man, it was like I'd finally found a place where I belonged. Both of them, a lot of the people I met on the road too, all of them were so beautiful. Do you like it here? It reminds me of Haight-Ashbury. Oh yeah, you'd love it there. Or back when I was alive. I wonder what it's like there nowadays.
Going to the Grand Canal?
The Grand Canal?
Yes.
I'd love to, but I don't have any money.
Oh, don't worry about it. Come along.
Thanks, man. I sat down too fast. The bird lurched up towards my neck and then plopped back down. Sorry. Yeah, he's kind of cute. The guy launched us into the water with a push from his oars. There was something beautiful about the way he rowed. It was more than just manual labor to him. It was art. The gondola moved along steadily through the canal, and I let my hands drift off on the side. My fingertips dissolved into the water. The motion of the boat, the motion of the oars, the drifting of my fingers from off the side of the boat. He really knows how to row. He really knows how to keep a consistent rhythm.
What is your name?
Sapphire. You?
Shedalai.
Shedalai. His name sounded familiar, but I couldn't place where I heard it.
I believe you were the fair maiden I saw standing beside dead Jerba atop his ship.
Yep, that was me. real lifesaver, that Djerba man.
Your counterpart, John. He said you come from California?
Yeah, Los Angeles. Fairfax, off of La Cienega. You? Are you from here? Or just visiting?
I've worked here for many years, but I come from Akko.
Akko? Where is that?
Underneath you.
Underneath me? Like under the water?
Partially. One of the 3 sister cities to Ntia. Before I was born, the city fathers devised the idea of building a levee bridge across the river. Old Akko, Old Ntia, the other old cities, many of the towns in the hills, they knew they would need to move. New Akko was on the eastern bank of the river, a tiny village full of fishermen and boat makers.
And what do you do, like, for work?
Well, the city council pays me to provide safe passage to and from the Grand Canal.
How long have you been here for?
Since I was young. A marvelous city, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah, it's way far out, man. Super cool.
I suppose the climate is less temperate where you're from?
Temperate? Oh no, like I mean cool. Like that's how we say good in California, you know? Like, hey man, check that out. That guy over there is juggling knives. That's pretty cool. Or like, hey man, this is a really cool boat. Like, you seem like a cool dude. like that kind of thing.
Interesting. Or cool, I suppose. Tell me more about your homeland, Fairfax La Cienega. La Cienega?
Oh, right, yeah, it's kind of like, it's in the middle of LA, I guess. We live like 6 blocks from the synagogue, and that's kind of like the temple that my people go to on Shabbat. And you have like lots of bakeries and a farmer's market. Lots of people come there to buy kosher food, and that's like, well, that's kind of hard to explain. It's pretty hot, you know, like it's always pretty hot. Not far from the ocean.
I would love to visit it one day, you know. It might be happenstance, but our holy texts tell of a land called California.
No shit. I mean, really?
Indeed. Those who work in the theaters, those who cultivate hemp, they devote themselves to its gods. An amusing coincidence, no? Perhaps word reached the city somehow of your kingdom, and it was transformed into myth. I wonder. Have your people heard of Ntia?
Not really. But, like, this place is pretty out of the way, you know, like, it's hard to get to.
I would imagine so.
So, hey, you would probably know, in California we have this thing called grass, and it's like an herb that you burn, and you inhale the smoke, and it gets very chilled out. You guys, do you guys have anything like that here?
Are you thinking of opium?
Oh, no, it's kind of like hemp, I guess. It's like hemp that you smoke.
What a queer custom.
Right. I guess that is sorta, yeah. Whoa, dude, what is that thing?
Oh, that is the likeness of the city's patron god, Ntia. Legend has it he once appeared in the form of a great dragon.
Can we stop and see it?
I don't see why not. I'm sure an explorer like yourself encounters many foreign gods. It must be interesting hearing so many strange, silly stories. I'll accompany you. A visitor like yourself needs a guide.
He stood up from the boat and reached out to help me with one of his hands. But I wasn't sure if my hand would pass through his. Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. I hope that I didn't offend him, you know, 'cause sometimes men get hurt from stupid things like that. He didn't really seem to care, though, and actually he seemed to kind of admire the fact that I could get out of the boat myself. Or maybe it was just polite here to refuse someone's help getting out of the boat. I don't know. I saw other people doing it. Other people climbing up onto the boardwalk from the boats, refusing help from their boat drivers, and heading over to me, my statue. As the god they worshipped, I questioned their sincerity with faint amusement. You don't look like you're praying all that hard, are you? But you, the guy with the beard, you're fine. I'll spare you my wrath. As I grew closer, I could see, standing at the foot of the dragon, an old man statue, with his hands holding up a peace sign. Approaching the old man and the towering metal dragon, people laid wreaths of flowers over his neck and arms. The feet of the statue were littered with petals of old wreaths, creating a beautiful potpourri. The old man was me, I guess. I mean, I don't look like that, but I appreciate their worship. Holding up a peace sign, Shedalai muttered,
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
If only I had known we were stopping, I would have brought flowers. That way you could have the full experience.
It's alright, man. I just wanted to check it out. Really cool sculpture.
Made by one of the best ironsmiths in the world, so they say. But their frame of reference is not especially large.
Man.
How does it compare to the other idols you've seen?
Oh, good question. I guess I don't really compare idols. You know. It's not a contest, right? Except like it totally is a contest. My idol is huge. It's definitely big, though. I came closer to the great metal statue. As my fingers drew near it, I felt it draw me in more strongly than the water ever had. I could enter it, I realized. I could bring it to life. Tell them who Ntia really is.
Do you believe in the gods?
I guess so. I mean, I am a god, man. You should totally be bowing at my feet right now. How about you?
Oh, it depends what you mean by that.
Yeah?
They often have beautiful stories about the gods, and perhaps there really is some great spirit named Ntia who lives in this river. But does this great spirit really care whether these people bring him flowers? Will he truly give them a great harvest if they bow before him? Will he give them good favor in their employment, spare them from disease, resolve their quarrels? No. But we tell stories about him, of how Ntia chooses to flood the riverbanks at certain times of the year, how he uplifted the craftsmen, how he dictated the course of the sewage systems, how he settled the fight between the hunter and the shepherd. And those stories answer their supplications.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Or maybe they're just like people, man. I don't know. Like maybe there's some guy named Ntia and they just like really got the river, like connected with it, you know? And it was like passed down through stories and boom, he's a river god.
Perhaps.
Or like Ntia could have been a woman, you know?
Right.
See, you hear me. Maybe Ntia should be a woman, you know?
Well, that...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you see that?
Leave the woman alone.
That's no woman. That's a spirit.
She passed right through me.
What? Can't be.
They're superstitious. Please, let's just go back to the boat.
What's the matter over here?
That woman over there. She's a spirit.
Hey, where are you going?
They're trying to get away.
Everyone, please, leave her be.
My hand. Did you see that?
Ntia, by my eyes. I swear that I did.
Please, she's no spirit. You're all
He's a
being-
wizard.
He's a wizard!
Wizard, you're gonna pay for what you've done.
Get him! Catch her! Catch her!
Run.
I rose up into the sky, higher and higher and higher, and spread out my wings. The city stared at me dumbfounded, leaving Shedalai alone as they saw me soar up over their heads, a humongous bird. I dove down towards them, and then flew back up. Eventually, I got to the very top of the world, and I could see into space. I could see past the blank night sky, into a darkness beyond anything I can imagine. There was something moving out there in the darkness. It was massive, sinister, angry. I fell into pieces. Oh my god. Oh my god. I had floated down the river, through a dam, and ended up beside a drainage pool that collected sewage from the city. A huge pit filled with algae and shit and trash, hovering with noxious vapors. An old woman, off on the other side of the pit, prodded at the mess with a long stick. Finding something she could use, something wrapped in cloth, she lifted it up out of the pit with her staff and plopped it into the wheelbarrow.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. I scooted over so that the old woman could come up next to me and fish from the sewage pool a woman's dress. She held it up on the stick and studied it. Oh, it's pretty.
It's shit.
She plopped it into the wheelbarrow.
It's all shit.
What's your name?
You think I want to talk to you, girl?
Sorry,
My name is Nyra, gatherer of shit. Nice to meet you.
Sapphire.
Huh.
She noticed a wooden crate floating in the pool and poked it, to see that it was hollow, likely unopened, and pushed it towards the shore with her stick.
Is this interesting for you to watch? To see a poor old woman collecting shit from a pool?
You know what, lady? Fuck off. It's been a long night for me.
My dear, you're far too young to be complaining.
She fished the box out of the water and set it down.
Hey! Well, honey, if you'd like to stand around and gawk at me, you might as well help me with my work.
She tapped the box with her staff.
Sealed tight this one is. Come on then, what is it you people say? Peace and love? Well, I'd sure love it if you either left me in peace or made yourself useful.
Okay. Wow, yeah, this is sealed pretty tight. I was also dead and I couldn't really have tangible hands, but I tried. My hands sunk into the wood.
Ha! I wasn't serious, my dear fragile flower. Boy, you can sure throw, can't you? Don't worry about her, that's Skittles. She's gonna be fine. Let's see what's in the box.
It rested on a bed of velvet cloth. When I opened it, I felt my body drain towards it. The metal and the stone contained some kind of spirit which I resonated with.
Ah, would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
Shit. More shit.
What do you mean?
Pool is for shit.
Yeah, but that's it's an...
Necklace? Priceless family heirloom? Beautiful work of craftsmanship? I don't think so, dear. If it washed up here, it must be shit. All of us down here. Why else would we be here? I'm here. You're here. My granddaughter is here. This necklace, this dress, it's all shit. Come on. So what do? You don't seem to know much about shit.
Oh, I'm a sculptor.
A sculptor, eh? Say, come to think of it, you wouldn't happen to know how much I could get for this, would you?
I don't know, it kind of looks like shit.
Oh, does this look like shit to you? Please, it's trash. Didn't find it in the pool.
Right, well, I'm not from here.
That's a surprise. You've got lost written all over your face.
I do?
I saw you over there and you look like you'd just seen a ghost. But anyway, you say you're a sculptor, huh? What brings you to this particular shithole?
Oh, it's kind of complicated. I'm traveling. We were explorers and we ran into someone from, Ntia and, Jirba.
Ah, I've heard of that blowhard. Might have read one of his books. Impressive pile of trash it was. Never seen so much trash in one book before. Whole trip sounded exciting, but I don't believe a word of it.
Oh, really? Why?
No trash, no shit. It's like he expects me to believe foreigners don't take shits or have any garbage. So you know he's leaving stuff out. You've been places, you know that.
Yeah, everyone, that's probably true. I don't usually think of it, you know?
Look at this.
What is it?
A loot.
Not shit?
Nah, that too, but for sales purposes, it's a loot. That's the problem with you explorers. You visit the cities, you miss the shit. You skip the trash. If you don't see it, you don't write about it. And you never know a goddamn thing about anything. You say, heck, that's a loot. That's a necklace. That's a dress. And you say, boy, that thing sure is beautiful. That thing sure is worth a lot of money. You miss where it comes from and you miss where it goes. It's all just shit and trash. It either ends up buried or floating in the water.
Or burned, right?
You're catching on, but you see smoke isn't marketable, not around here at least. Say, you see that out there?
Looks like some good shit.
No such thing, just shit. Good or bad, that's all marketing. You want to try to fish it out?
I guess.
There you go. Looks like it's stuck on something. Just push back and pull. Up and into the wheelbarrow. There we go.
Shit.
Right in the bucket.
But a clock for sales purposes.
You're a quick learner.
How the hell does a clock end up down here?
Worthy observation. Seems like it ended up in the trash hole, but who knows?
Huh. So I guess you sell all this then.
Sell it, repurpose it, trade it. It's more art than science.
Have you done it for long, or?
What, do I look like I'm new at this, darling? Ever since they built the dam.
But what about before the dam?
Before the dam we were farmers. All you could catch at this lake was fish. Whole place was green, and you had trees all over the place. Lot less shit. Lot less trash. Lot less business. Don't look all pitiful like that, sweetheart. It's no tragedy.
You don't miss it?
I'm not sentimental. You may have noticed. Alright. Think that's enough shit for the night? That give you enough material for your next manuscript? Oh, exploring one?
I'm not writing anything, man. I'm just, going with the flow here.
Going with the flow, eh? That's a funny way to put it, seeing as I just found you floating in a giant lake of shit. How's that working out for you?
I don't know.
Guess the moral of the story is, next time you go with the flow, make sure you don't end up in the sewer. You need some directions?
Directions? Back to the city?
No, sweetheart, to the doldrums. Of course to the city. Jeez, you explorers need everything spelled out for you. You'd think you'd develop at least some capacity for inference. You keep on this road, go left at the three-way intersection. There's a path that'll lead you up it to the hill and to the edge of the dam. You can walk right in.
Thank you.
Sure, I'm always nice to ghosts.
You
expect me to think you're just naturally translucent and happen to be swimming in a pool full of shit on a flight of whimsy?
I guess when you put it that way.
How'd you die? Execution? Strangulation?
Suicide.
Sorry to hear that.
It's kind of a weird story. We've been kind of just trying to figure out where the hell we are. I don't know if you have any insight into that.
Insight? I know shit and trash, dearie, not the mystery of ultimate reality. Here's my turn. Yours is up ahead. I'll have to see you later. Maybe check with a different deity next time. See if they can help you out.
Wait, what? Who are you?
Good luck storming the castle.
Storming the...
Ask your friend. It's a reference.
Hey everyone, and thank you so much for listening to this episode of Verges of the Mind. This is Timmy Vilgiate. I'm sorry that I haven't released this episode until today. I know that last week I had said be out sooner. I ended up going to protests almost every day last week. That is why the episode was so delayed. That said, Rivers of the Mind is written and produced by Timothy Vilgiate. It featured the voice of Sophie Doss as Sapphire, Daniel Rojas as Shedalai, Cindy Verzwyvelt as Nyra, and Nicholas Kline, Timothy Vilgiate, and Sophie Doss as the ensemble crowd voices at the crowd scene. All of the sound effects came from freesound.org. This week, in lieu of asking you to donate to my Patreon, I'm going to be asking you please to contribute to the Colorado Springs Bail Fund for the protesters who were arrested this week, and also to any of the other organizations that I'm going to be linking to in the description. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.
Stare at the ceiling and it's staring at you. Stomach still shaking, I'm still waiting for you. Down in the gardens and up on the roof. Hope for the harvest and if it's too soon. All of the city is painted gray and white and heavenly blue. Heavenly blue. I see the crowd is painted gray and white and heavenly blue.